a critical turning point in deciding next year's growth and beyond. President Park Geun has called for reforms and an expedited approval of reform-related bills to better insulate the Korean economy for the looming uncertainties in the coming year. Now, this during a meeting on next year's economic policy directions today. Our presidential office correspondent Song Ji-sun joins me from the top office. Ji-sun, so President Park has called for what she called a contingency plan.
Conn, next year's growth outlook has been cut to 3.1% from the initial outlook of 3.3%, reflecting economic uncertainties. President Park stresses reform is the key to support balanced growth in such difficult times. President Park Geun stresses reform is the key to support balanced growth in such difficult times. Meeting with ministers about next year's economic policy, President Park stressed the economy must be put back on track so the people can feel its recovery in 2016. She added that the Korean economy fared relatively well despite obstacles in and out of Korea, but said there are even more uncertainties to be tackled next year, like the potential U.S. Fed rate hike, which would add even more variables into international financial markets. She again called on lawmakers to proceed with reform bills to boost the economy, saying they're looking away from outstanding issues.
국민이 간절히 바라는 일을 제쳐두고 무슨 정치 개혁을 한다고 할 수가 있겠습니까? 국민이 바라는 이 일들을 하는 것이 정치 개혁의 출발점이라고 생각합니다. 부디 올해가 가기 전에 일자리를 갈망하는 청년들의 요구를 저버리지 않기를 바랍니다.
The presidential office has already called on the National Assembly multiple times to expedite passing those bills aimed at reviving the economy. But lawmakers seem to be more interested in dealing with a bill for next year's general election, with the National Assembly Speaker officially declined to call on Wednesday. Park said our youth is taking the toll for the delay, saying that thousands of new jobs would have been created, for example, only if the bills on facilitating the service sector had taken effect.
일하고 싶어하는 이 젊은이들의 잃어버린 시간, 잃어버린 인생을 누가 보상할 수 있겠습니까? 우리 미래 세대에게 더 이상 죄짓지 말고 지금이라도 실행을 해야 합니다.
She reiterated that now is a critical time for the Korean economy in determining whether it can take another leap forward or slump into slowing growth, and growth can only be fully supported with reforms. Conn.
Definitely a critical juncture for this country, especially as global uncertainties loom over the economy in the new year. Thank you, Ji-sun. Arirang News, Song Ji-sun from Korea's presidential office of Cheongwade.